The mysterious fate of Israel's 12 tribes. Did they really disappear? Have you ever wondered what happened to the 12 tribes of Israel? In this video, we will dive into the mysterious fate of these ancient groups and explore the intriguing question, did they really disappear? Understanding the history of these tribes is important because it not only connects us to our past, but also impacts many cultures and religions to this day. By the end of this video, you will gain fascinating insights into the journeys and stories of these tribes, uncovering clues that might reveal where they are and their significance throughout history. We will tackle thought-provoking questions such as, do they still exist? Did they blend into other cultures? And what does this mean for us today? Stay with us as we unravel this ancient mystery and discover the truth about the lost tribes of Israel. Before we begin, let us say a brief prayer. Lord, we ask you for wisdom and discernment as we explore this story, which is so rich and full of meaning. May this message touch the hearts of those who need to hear it and help us reflect on your plan for our lives. Amen. If this topic has already sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any content. Leave a like to support us. Share this video with someone who might be blessed by this message and drop your comment below. We want to hear your thoughts and reflections. The story of the 12 tribes of Israel is one steeped in history, identity, and cultural resonance that echoes through the ages. These tribes emerged from the sons of Jacob, who was later named Israel. Each tribe represented a significant family lineage and played a vital role in the formation of the ancient nation of Israel. As we embark on this exploration, we must consider not only who these tribes were, but also the legacy they left behind and how their fate continues to intrigue and inspire us today. Imagine a time thousands of years ago when the tribes settled in the Promised Land, a land rich with promise and potential. As they established their homes and communities, each tribe developed its own unique identity, customs, and traditions. This diversity was a strength, creating a tapestry of cultures within the broader framework of the Israelite nation. But what happened to these tribes after they settled? How did their destinies intertwine with the broader history of humanity? Following the death of King Solomon, the Kingdom of Israel experienced a monumental shift. The once unified nation split into two distinct kingdoms, Israel in the north and Judah in the south. This division was not merely a political maneuver, it was a cataclysmic event that set the stage for the fate of the northern tribes. Picture the chaos that ensued as families were torn apart and loyalties were tested. The division created a fracture in identity, leading to the eventual dispersal of the tribes of Israel, particularly those in the north. As we delve deeper into this narrative, we uncover the profound implications of this split. The northern kingdom, Israel, became a melting pot of cultures and influences, but it also faced significant challenges. The allure of neighboring nations and their gods began to erode the tribal identities, prompting questions about loyalty and faith. Could the tribes maintain their unique identities in the face of external pressures? This inquiry sets the stage for understanding the eventual fate of these tribes. In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire launched a campaign of conquest that would change the course of history for the northern kingdom. With their formidable military might, the Assyrians captured Israel and began a process of exile, uprooting thousands of Israelites from their homeland. Imagine the despair and uncertainty faced by those forced to leave behind everything they knew. Families were scattered, and the once vibrant culture of the northern tribes faced the threat of obliteration. But did the tribes truly vanish? Or did they merely adapt and blend into the surrounding cultures? The question remains a point of contention among historians. Some suggest that the tribes assimilated into the local populations, losing their distinct identities over time. Others propose that they embarked on migrations to distant lands, carrying their heritage with them. For instance, one theory posits that some tribes might have traveled to regions such as Ethiopia or India. This evokes a powerful image. What if your ancestors were part of this ancient migration? How would that connection to a rich historical past shape your identity today? Despite the uncertainty surrounding their fate, the influence of the 12 tribes is undeniable. Their stories have shaped various cultures, religions, and beliefs throughout history. For instance, the concept of the chosen people in Judaism finds its roots in these ancient tribes. The implications of this idea extend beyond religion, touching on themes of identity, belonging, and purpose. How do we in modern society see the impact of the tribes on our lives? This exploration invites viewers to reflect on their own connections to history and culture. Moving forward, we see that the quest to trace the lost tribes continues in contemporary times. Various groups assert their descent from these ancient people, each with unique narratives that highlight the ongoing connection to the past. Imagine the excitement of discovering that your lineage could be traced back to one of these tribes. This possibility fuels a vibrant discourse, keeping the legacy of the tribes alive in the collective imagination. As scholars and adventurers embark on modern-day quests to uncover the fate of the lost tribes, advancements in technology, including DNA testing, have opened new avenues for exploration. Picture a team of researchers meticulously piecing together clues from ancient texts, archaeological findings, and genetic markers. What new insights might emerge from these efforts? The excitement of potentially uncovering long-lost connections to our ancestors serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring quest for identity and belonging. In conclusion, the journey through the story of the 12 tribes of Israel is not merely a historical account, but a reflection on the themes of identity, heritage, and cultural connection that resonate with us today. Their narratives remind us of the importance of understanding our roots and the role they play in shaping who we are. As we ponder the fate of the lost tribes, we must ask ourselves, are they truly gone, or do their legacies continue to live on in the fabric of our societies? This reflection encourages us to explore the rich tapestry of our shared history, evoking a sense of inspiration and curiosity that binds us to those who came before us. The splitting of the Kingdom of Israel marks a pivotal moment in the history of the 12 tribes, one that set the stage for their eventual dispersion and loss. Following the reign of King Solomon, the once unified kingdom faced a monumental shift that would alter its trajectory forever. The division into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah was not merely a political maneuver. It was a seismic event that reverberated through the fabric of Israelite society and culture. Imagine the scene: a bustling Jerusalem, the capital of a powerful kingdom, now splintered into two factions, each vying for identity and power. The northern kingdom, comprising 10 tribes, was led by a series of kings whose reigns were often marked by turmoil and strife. In contrast, Judah, home to the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, maintained a more stable lineage, with the Davidic line holding on to the throne. This division created confusion and chaos, with loyalties torn and identities challenged. People found themselves grappling with their place in a fractured society. The once shared heritage of the 12 tribes began to unravel. The consequences of this split were profound. The northern kingdom of Israel faced increasing threats from surrounding nations, notably the Assyrian Empire. As tensions escalated, the northern tribes struggled to maintain their unity and identity, leading to a decline in their societal cohesion. The southern kingdom, while more stable, was not immune to the challenges that lay ahead. The question loomed: how would this division affect the fate of the tribes? In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire launched a campaign against the northern kingdom, resulting in a catastrophic defeat. The fall of Samaria, the capital of Israel, marked a turning point. The Assyrians exiled a significant portion of the population, scattering them across their vast empire. This was not merely a loss of territory, it was a loss of identity, culture, and history. Whole tribes were uprooted, leaving behind their homes, traditions, and connections. The very essence of their people began to fade. But what happened to those who remained? Some historians argue that many of the exiled Israelites assimilated into the cultures of their new homelands, losing their distinct identity over generations. Others suggest that they migrated further afield, perhaps even to distant lands, blending their traditions with those of new communities. Picture this: entire families, once proud members of the tribes of Israel, now finding themselves speaking new languages and adopting foreign customs. Their stories, once vibrant and intertwined with their heritage, began to dissipate into the annals of history, yet the legacy of the tribes did not vanish entirely. The cultural impact of their existence continued to resonate through the ages. The concept of the chosen people, central to Jewish identity, has its roots in these ancient tribes. This connection to history begs the question: how do we see their influence in modern society? The answer lies in the values, beliefs, and narratives that have shaped various cultures and religions over time. Understanding this connection can provide insight into our shared human experience. As we explore the aftermath of the kingdom's division, it's worth noting how diverse groups in contemporary society claim descent from the lost tribes. Each group weaves its own narrative, adding layers of complexity to the story of Israel's descendants. Some assert they have found their roots in unexpected places, igniting curiosity and sparking a quest for truth. Imagine the thrill of discovering that your ancestry might link back to these ancient people. This ongoing search for identity fuels a sense of belonging that many still seek today. In the current era, scholars and enthusiasts alike have embarked on journeys to uncover the fate of the lost tribes. With advancements in technology and DNA testing, our understanding of history is evolving. Researchers are piecing together clues from ancient texts and archaeological findings, striving to illuminate the shadows of the past. Picture a modern-day expedition where scientists, historians, and adventurers work together to unlock the secrets of those who once roamed the lands of Israel. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the intricate tapestry of our shared history. The narrative of the splitting of the kingdom and the subsequent Assyrian conquest is not just a tale of loss. It is a story of resilience and transformation. Despite the challenges faced by the tribes, their legacy continues to thrive in various forms. The cultural practices, religious beliefs, and even the simple stories passed down through generations reflect the enduring spirit of a people who sought to maintain their identity amid adversity. As we reflect on this chapter of history, let us consider the emotions tied to our sense of identity and heritage. The story of the 12 tribes is a reminder that the past shapes our present and influences our future. The desire to connect with our roots and understand our lineage is a universal experience, one that transcends time and geography. In this quest for understanding, we are all part of a larger narrative woven together by the threads of history, culture, and shared humanity. In conclusion, the splitting of the Kingdom of Israel and its aftermath serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities of identity and belonging. While the fate of the 12 tribes may remain shrouded in mystery, their impact endures. As we continue to explore our connections to the past, let us honor the stories of those who came before us and recognize the significance of our shared heritage. The legacy of the tribes may not be fully understood, but it lives on in the hearts of those who seek to uncover the truth about their origins and the paths they tread. The journey is far from over, and together we can continue to seek out the rich tapestry of our collective history. In 722 BCE, a pivotal moment in history unfolded as the Assyrian Empire launched a fierce campaign against the northern kingdom of Israel. This aggressive conquest resulted in the exile of many Israelites, marking the beginning of what many refer to as the disappearance of the 10 northern tribes. The ramifications of this event are profound, sparking curiosity and debate about the fates of these ancient peoples. As we explore the aftermath of this conquest, we will unravel the complexities surrounding their fate, shedding light on a historical enigma that still captivates scholars and enthusiasts alike. Imagine a thriving community, rich in culture, tradition, and lineage, suddenly uprooted from its homeland. Families torn apart, ancestral lands abandoned, and identities at risk of being lost forever. This was the reality faced by the northern tribes of Israel as they were swept away by the Assyrian forces. The chaos that ensued was not merely a matter of physical displacement, it signified a deep cultural upheaval. The question arises, what really happened to these tribes after their exile? Did they vanish entirely, or did they assimilate into the diverse fabric of the cultures that surrounded them? As the Assyrians established control, they employed a strategy of relocation, forcibly moving conquered peoples to new territories. This tactic aimed to suppress potential uprisings and promote loyalty to the Assyrian Empire. The Israelites, stripped of their homeland, were scattered across different regions. Some historians suggest that this led to a gradual blending of the tribes with surrounding cultures, a phenomenon that raises intriguing possibilities about the preservation and transformation of their identities. Theories abound regarding the fate of the lost tribes. One prevailing belief is that they assimilated into various cultures in the regions where they were relocated. The cultural melting pot that was the ancient Near East offered fertile ground for such mingling. Imagine the vibrant exchanges of ideas, beliefs, and customs that would have occurred as the Israelites interacted with the Assyrians, Babylonians, and other peoples. They may have adopted new languages, practices, and even deities, leading to a gradual erosion of their distinct tribal identities. Yet amidst this transformation, remnants of their heritage could still linger, subtly influencing the cultures they became a part of. Another compelling theory posits that some tribes embarked on an epic migration, seeking to reclaim their autonomy and establish new communities in distant lands. The allure of freedom and the hope of reconnecting with their ancestral roots may have driven them to journey far from their original territories. Historical accounts suggest that tribes might have ventured to regions such as Ethiopia or India, where they sought refuge and opportunity. Picture the treacherous terrains and the unknown challenges they faced, a true journey of resilience and determination. The legacy of such migrations has left traces, with some communities today claiming descent from these ancient Israelites. But how do we substantiate these claims? Archaeological findings and historical texts provide valuable insights. For instance, the discovery of ancient inscriptions and artifacts bearing similarities to Israelite culture in distant lands offers tantalizing clues. These findings challenge the notion of complete disappearance and suggest that perhaps, in some form, the tribes persisted beyond their exile. The existence of groups today, such as the Beta Israel of Ethiopia, who trace their lineage back to the lost tribes, fuels the quest for understanding. What if the stories of these communities hold keys to unlocking the past? As we navigate through the theories, it becomes evident that the narrative surrounding the lost tribes is not simply a tale of absence, but rather a complex tapestry of survival, adaptation, and transformation. Their influence can be felt in various cultural spheres, from religious practices to folklore. The concept of the chosen people, central to Judaism, is deeply rooted in the stories of these tribes. This enduring legacy prompts us to reflect on how their experiences resonate in contemporary society, reminding us of the power of identity and belonging. In modern times, the search for the lost tribes has taken on new dimensions. Scholars, adventurers, and genealogists continue to delve into the past, uncovering stories and connections that bridge the gap between ancient and modern. With advancements in technology, particularly DNA testing, the possibilities of tracing lineage have expanded. Imagine a researcher meticulously piecing together genetic clues, unveiling connections that span millennia. The excitement of such discoveries fuels the quest to understand our shared history and the intricate web of human connections. As we consider the fate of the lost tribes, it's essential to recognize the emotional weight of their story. Their experiences reflect universal themes of displacement, resilience, and the quest for identity. The narratives of those who faced exile resonate with countless individuals today, reminding us that the search for belonging is a timeless endeavor. Are the lost tribes truly gone, or do they live on in the stories, traditions, and identities of those who came after them? This open loop invites us to reflect on our own connections to history and culture. In conclusion, the story of the lost tribes of Israel is not merely a historical curiosity. It is a rich narrative that continues to unfold. Their fate, shaped by the Assyrian conquest, speaks to the broader human experience of survival and adaptation. As we explore their legacy, we are reminded of the importance of understanding our roots and the cultural threads that bind us together. The mystery of the lost tribes beckons us to delve deeper, to seek out connections, and to appreciate the intricate tapestry of our shared history. What stories might we uncover if we continue this journey? The adventure awaits, urging us to keep asking questions and seeking answers, for the past holds treasures that enrich our present and shape our future. Theories surrounding the fate of the lost tribes of Israel have captivated historians, scholars, and curious minds for centuries. The narrative of these tribes is steeped in mystery, and as we delve into the theories of their disappearance, we uncover a tapestry of possibilities that hint at their enduring legacy. The story begins with the Assyrian conquest, which marked a pivotal moment in the history of the northern kingdom of Israel. After the fall of this kingdom in 722 BCE, many Israelites were exiled, leading to speculation about what happened to those tribes that vanished from the historical record. One theory posits that the lost tribes assimilated into surrounding cultures, melding their identities with those of neighboring peoples. This blending raises intriguing questions about cultural heritage and identity. Picture the scene. Entire families, once proud members of their tribes, are now living among new neighbors, adopting different languages, customs, and traditions. Over time, the distinct identities of these tribes may have faded away, their legacy diluted in the rich stew of cultural interchange. Think about it. How often do we see this in our own lives, where family traditions and stories can become intertwined with those of friends and neighbors? Another compelling theory suggests that the lost tribes migrated far beyond their original homeland. As the world expanded and trade routes developed, these tribes could have traveled to distant lands in search of new opportunities and safety. Some historians have pointed to regions like Ethiopia and India as potential destinations for these ancient wanderers. Imagine the thrill of discovering that your ancestors might have embarked on an epic journey, crossing vast deserts and treacherous seas, all in search of a new beginning. This sense of adventure and exploration resonates with many of us today as we navigate our own paths in life. For instance, one story that stands out is that of the Beta Israel community in Ethiopia. This group claims descent from the lost tribes and has a rich cultural heritage that reflects ancient Jewish tradition. The journey of the Beta Israel to Israel in the late 20th century in search of their ancestral homeland serves as a powerful reminder of how the quest for identity can transcend time and geography. Their story evokes a deep emotional connection. Imagine the joy and relief of reuniting with a lost heritage after centuries of separation. The theory of migration also opens up discussions about how we define belonging and identity. If these tribes did move to new lands, how did they adapt? Did they retain aspects of their original culture, or did they completely transform? By examining these questions, we can uncover parallels in our own lives. Many of us are shaped by the cultures we come into contact with, creating a unique blend of traditions that reflects our diverse backgrounds. This exploration encourages us to think about the importance of preserving our heritage while also embracing new influences. Moreover, some theories suggest that certain groups today may be direct descendants of these lost tribes. Various communities across the globe, including in places like India, claim ties to the ancient Israelites, each with their unique narratives and traditions. This resurgence of interest in ancestry has sparked curiosity and pride among these groups as they explore their historical roots. Imagine the excitement of discovering that you might share lineage with a community that has weathered centuries of change and adaptation. The potential for connection to such a profound history can be a source of inspiration and pride. This quest for identity is not just a matter of historical curiosity, it has real implications for how we view ourselves and our place in the world. As we uncover these connections, we're reminded that our histories are often intertwined in ways we may not fully understand. This realization can be both humbling and empowering as we navigate our identities in an increasingly globalized world. As we continue to explore the fate of the lost tribes, it's important to highlight how modern advancements, such as DNA testing and genealogical research, are opening new doors for discovery. Scholars and adventurers are increasingly using technology to trace ancient lineages and uncover forgotten histories. Picture modern-day researchers poring over ancient texts, piecing together clues, and conducting genetic analyses to map out ancestral connections. The excitement of potentially identifying lost tribes through cutting-edge science fills the air with possibility. What new insights might these efforts reveal about our shared history? The emotional weight of this journey is profound. It speaks to our universal desire to belong, to connect with something greater than ourselves. As we reflect on the possibilities of tracing our ancestry back to these ancient tribes, we can feel a sense of continuity and purpose in our lives. The stories of the lost tribes serve as a reminder that history is not a distant past. It is a living narrative that continues to shape our identities today. Ultimately, the theories surrounding the disappearance of the lost tribes of Israel invite us to think critically about our own connections to history and culture. They remind us that while we may not have all the answers, the journey of discovery is filled with rich stories and transformative experiences. So as we ponder the fate of these tribes, let us embrace the notion that their legacies are not just relics of the past, but vibrant forces that continue to influence our lives today. The quest for understanding and connection remains alive, urging us to explore our roots and celebrate the diverse tapestry of human history. The influence of the 12 tribes of Israel resonates through history, shaping cultures, religions, and identities in profound ways. As we delve into this topic, we uncover a rich tapestry of stories and traditions that bridge ancient times and modern societies. The concept of the chosen people, central to Jewish theology, finds its origins in these tribes, emphasizing a unique relationship with the divine. This connection raises essential questions about how their legacy continues to influence our world today. To understand the impact of the tribes, we must first appreciate the significance of their narratives. The tribes were not merely family lineages. They represented distinct identities, each with its own customs, beliefs, and contributions to the collective heritage of Israel. For example, the tribe of Judah is often associated with leadership and kingship, giving rise to the Davidic line that would later be central to Jewish and Christian narratives. The stories of these tribes are woven into the very fabric of religious texts, from the Torah to the New Testament, illustrating their enduring relevance. However, the disappearance of the tribes does not negate their cultural imprint. It sparks curiosity about how their legacies might manifest in contemporary society. Consider the rituals and practices still observed by various communities worldwide. Some groups claim descent from the lost tribes, maintaining traditions that echo ancient practices. These communities often emphasize a deep sense of identity, showcasing how heritage can shape modern-day values and beliefs. This connection serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of understanding our roots and recognizing how they influence our present. As we explore the cultural impact of the tribes, we encounter fascinating examples of their legacy. The influence of the tribes extends beyond Judaism, impacting Christianity and Islam. The stories of the tribes have inspired countless works of art, literature, and music, resonating with themes of struggle, faith, and redemption. For instance, the story of Joseph, one of Jacob's sons, has been retold in various forms, from plays to films, emphasizing themes of forgiveness and resilience. These narratives continue to inspire people, encouraging them to reflect on their own journeys and the struggles they face today. In modern society, the concept of the chosen people has evolved, prompting discussions about identity, exclusivity, and belonging. While some may view this idea through the lens of privilege, others see it as a call to responsibility and service. This shift in perspective encourages us to consider our roles within our communities and the broader world. How do we honor our heritage while also embracing inclusivity and compassion? The tribe's legacy invites us to grapple with these questions, fostering a deeper understanding of our shared humanity. One particularly striking example of the tribe's legacy in contemporary culture can be found in the claims of various groups that assert descent from the lost tribes. For instance, some Ethiopian Jews, known as Beta Israel, believe they are descendants of the tribe of Dan. Their rich traditions, including unique religious practices and customs, highlight how ancient identities can persist through time. The story of the Beta Israel is not just about ancestry. It is a testament to the resilience of cultural heritage and the quest for belonging in a modern world. As we turn our attention to the implications of these legacies, we must confront the emotional resonance of the tribe's stories. They remind us of the importance of identity and the connections we share with those who came before us. This emotional layer adds depth to our understanding of history, prompting us to reflect on how our own identities are shaped by the past. The struggles and triumphs of the tribes serve as a mirror, allowing us to examine our lives and the values we hold dear. In our exploration, we also encounter the profound impact of storytelling itself. The narratives of the tribes have been passed down through generations, evolving yet remaining anchored in their core messages. This tradition of storytelling fosters a sense of community and continuity, reminding us that we are part of a larger narrative. Each story carries lessons that resonate across time, urging us to reflect on our actions and their consequences. With the advent of technology and DNA testing, the search for the lost tribes has gained renewed interest. Scholars and adventurers alike are piecing together clues from ancient texts and archaeological finds, uncovering connections that were once thought lost. This modern quest for identity and belonging echoes the journeys of our ancestors, highlighting the enduring human desire to understand our roots. What if we could trace our lineage back to these ancient tribes? The possibility evokes a sense of excitement and wonder, prompting us to consider how our past shapes our present and future. As we wrap up this exploration of the cultural impact and legacy of the 12 tribes, it becomes clear that their stories are not confined to history books. They are living narratives that continue to inspire and challenge us today. The tribes remind us of the importance of heritage, identity, and community. They encourage us to engage with our own stories and those of others, fostering connections that transcend time and place. Ultimately, the legacy of the 12 tribes is a call to reflect on our identities and the values we hold dear. Their influence is a reminder that we are all part of a larger tapestry, intricately woven together by shared experiences and stories. As we navigate our lives in an increasingly complex world, Let us draw inspiration from the lessons of the tribes and honor the rich heritage that connects us all. In doing so, we not only preserve their memory, but also enrich our own understanding of who we are and the paths we choose to tread. Throughout history, various groups have emerged claiming descent from the lost tribes of Israel. This phenomenon is not merely a matter of heritage, it stirs curiosity and ignites imaginations. The narrative of these tribes continues to evolve, with each group weaving its own story and traditions into the larger tapestry of history. The quest to identify these tribes and connect them to modern descendants offers a fascinating glimpse into the interplay between past and present, culture and identity. One notable group is the Beta Israel community in Ethiopia, who have long claimed to be descendants of the lost tribes. Their traditions, including unique religious practices and customs, echo the ancient practices of the Israelites. In the mid-20th century, the plight of the Beta Israel garnered international attention, culminating in the Operation Solomon airlift in 1991, which brought thousands of Ethiopian Jews to Israel. This dramatic event not only highlights the enduring legacy of the tribes, but also showcases the modern implications of identity and belonging. Imagine the emotions of those families as they stepped onto the soil of their ancestral homeland after generations of separation. Another group that claims descent from the lost tribes is the Bnei Menashe in India. They believe they are descendants of the tribe of Manasseh, one of the northern tribes. Their journey is a powerful testament to the enduring legacy of the tribes. In the late 20th century, they began to embrace their Jewish heritage more openly, leading to a significant cultural revival. In 2005, the Israeli government approved the immigration of several hundred Bnei Menashe to Israel, allowing them to reconnect with their ancestral roots. This reunion was not just a physical journey, but also an emotional homecoming for many. The stories shared by these individuals reflect a deep yearning for connection and identity, resonating with the universal human experience of seeking belonging. The claims of descent from the lost tribes extend beyond these groups. Some groups in North America, such as the Mormons, believe that they are connected to the lost tribes through various biblical narratives. The Book of Mormon speaks of ancient Israelites migrating to the Americas, creating a unique identity that intertwines the history of the tribes with the story of the New World. This perspective opens up a fascinating dialogue about the diverse interpretations of heritage and how they shape cultural identities today. As we delve deeper into this topic, we encounter a myriad of theories and narratives, each colored by the cultural context of the claimants. For example, the idea that the lost tribes migrated to the Far East, blending into communities in places like Japan or Korea, adds another layer of intrigue. Some researchers have explored linguistic connections and cultural similarities that suggest ancient ties between these regions and the tribes of Israel. The thought that these ancient practices and beliefs may have influenced distant cultures raises compelling questions about the interconnectedness of humanity. The search for the lost tribes is not just a historical inquiry. It is also a personal journey for many individuals. People today often seek to trace their ancestry, using DNA testing and genealogical research to uncover potential connections to these ancient tribes. Modern technology has made it possible to explore lineage in unprecedented ways, allowing individuals to piece together their family histories. Imagine the excitement and sense of discovery when someone uncovers that their ancestors might have been part of an ancient migration, linking them to the rich history of the tribes. However, this quest is not without challenges. The narratives surrounding the lost tribes are often complex and sometimes contentious. Different groups may dispute the authenticity of each other's claims, leading to debates about identity, heritage, and belonging. In a world where identity can be fluid, the quest to connect with the past can evoke both pride and conflict. The emotional weight of these discussions is palpable as individuals grapple with their heritage and the implications it carries. Yet, within this complexity lies a profound opportunity for connection. The search for the lost tribes invites us to reflect on our own identities and the histories that shape us. It encourages us to embrace the diverse narratives that exist within our communities and to find common ground in our shared human experience. The stories of those claiming descent from the lost tribes remind us of the importance of heritage and the threads that unite us across time and space. As we contemplate the journeys of these groups, we cannot ignore the broader implications of their claims. The narratives surrounding the lost tribes invite us to consider how we understand identity in a globalized world. They challenge us to think critically about the stories we tell about ourselves and others, prompting reflections on who we are and where we come from. In conclusion, the quest to uncover the descendants of the lost tribes of Israel is a rich and multifaceted exploration of identity and heritage. Each claim serves as a window into the past, while also highlighting the contemporary relevance of these ancient narratives. As we continue to unravel the connections between the lost tribes and modern groups, we are reminded of the powerful role that history plays in shaping our identities today. The journey is ongoing, and as we seek to understand our shared history, we may find that the lost tribes are not as distant as they seem. They may, in fact, live on in the hearts and stories of those who continue to seek their roots. Throughout history, the search for the lost tribes of Israel has captivated scholars, adventurers, and everyday individuals alike. With the passage of time, these tribes have become more than just historical figures. They are a mystery that beckons us to explore our origins, heritage, and collective identity. The quest to uncover the fate of these tribes continues to thrive, especially with the advent of modern technology and innovative research methods, which have opened new doors to understanding our shared past. As we embark on this journey, imagine a group of dedicated scholars and explorers, their eyes gleaming with excitement as they sift through ancient texts and artifacts. They are on a mission, not just to find a piece of history, but to connect the dots of a narrative that has left many questions unanswered. What if we told you that, with every clue uncovered, we could be piecing together the very fabric of who we are today? This is the essence of the search for the lost tribes, an exploration that transcends time and geography. The story begins in the modern age, where advances in technology have revolutionized the way we investigate historical mysteries. One of the most promising tools in this endeavor is DNA testing. Imagine a DNA test revealing connections to ancient peoples that you never knew existed. This technology allows individuals to trace their ancestral roots and discover links to various cultures across the globe. In fact, many people are already finding connections to the lost tribes, igniting a sense of belonging that resonates deeply within them. Take the case of a woman named Sarah, who decided to take a DNA test on a whim. To her astonishment, the results indicated that she had genetic ties to a group claiming descent from the lost tribes. This revelation sparked a fire within her. She began to research her newfound heritage, uncovering traditions and stories that connected her to a lineage she never imagined she had. As she delved deeper, Sarah realized that the search for the lost tribes was not just about uncovering facts. It was about rediscovering a part of herself and understanding her place in the world. But the journey doesn't stop at personal discovery. On a larger scale, researchers are collaborating across disciplines to piece together historical accounts and archaeological evidence. Imagine a team of historians, geneticists, and anthropologists working hand in hand, each contributing their unique expertise to create a fuller picture of the tribe's destinies. They scour ancient manuscripts, analyze artifacts, and even explore oral traditions passed down through generations. Each piece of information is a thread in the vast tapestry of history waiting to be unraveled. For instance, scholars have examined texts from ancient civilizations that interacted with the tribes of Israel, such as the Assyrians and Babylonians. These texts often provide clues about the movements of peoples and the blending of cultures. By cross-referencing these ancient accounts with modern genetic studies, researchers are beginning to map out migration patterns that may reveal the paths taken by the lost tribes. This approach not only sheds light on their fate, but also enriches our understanding of cultural exchanges that have shaped humanity. As we consider the implications of this research, it's essential to recognize the emotional weight of these discoveries. For many, finding a connection to the lost tribes can instill a profound sense of pride and identity. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, seeing not just your reflection, but the echoes of your ancestors looking back at you. This emotional connection adds depth to the scientific pursuit, reminding us that history is not just a series of events, but a living, breathing narrative that continues to evolve. However, the search for the lost tribes is not without its challenges. As researchers navigate the complexities of cultural identity and historical claims, they often encounter skepticism and differing perspectives. Some groups assert that they are direct descendants of the lost tribes, each with their unique stories and traditions. Yet the question remains, how can we discern the truth amidst these varied claims? This is where critical thinking and a commitment to interdisciplinary collaboration come into play. To further illustrate this point, let's consider a contemporary community in Ethiopia known as the Beta Israel, or Falashas, who have long claimed descent from the lost tribes. Their story is compelling, marked by struggles and triumphs as they sought recognition and the right to immigrate to Israel. Their journey raises important questions about identity, belonging, and the complexities of heritage. By examining their narratives alongside genetic evidence, researchers can better understand how the lost tribes might have integrated into different cultures, preserving aspects of their identity while adapting to new environments. As we continue our exploration, we must acknowledge the role of technology in bridging gaps that once seemed insurmountable. The integration of artificial intelligence in the analysis of historical data is an exciting frontier. Imagine algorithms capable of processing vast amounts of information from diverse sources, identifying patterns and connections that human researchers might overlook. This synergy of technology and human curiosity could unlock new insights into the past, leading us closer to the truth of the lost tribes. In conclusion, the search for the lost tribes of Israel is a journey filled with intrigue, emotion, and discovery. It invites us to reflect on our own identities and the connections we share with those who came before us. As we peel back the layers of history, we uncover not just the stories of ancient peoples, but the enduring impact they have on our lives today. The quest continues, fueled by a desire to understand our origins and embrace the rich tapestry of humanity that binds us all. So as we ponder the fate of the lost tribes, we must ask ourselves, what stories are waiting to be discovered within our own lives, and how do they shape our understanding of who we are? The answers may be closer than we think, waiting to be unveiled in the ongoing narrative of our shared history. As we wrap up our exploration of the mysterious fate of the 12 tribes of Israel, we find ourselves reflecting on a profound legacy that extends beyond ancient history and resonates deeply in our modern lives. The story of these tribes is not simply a tale of disappearance and loss. It serves as a reminder of the importance of identity, heritage, and cultural connection. The question of whether the lost tribes are truly gone or if they still exist in some form today invites us to delve deeper into our own identities and the fabric of our shared history. To understand the significance of the 12 tribes, we must first grasp the very essence of what they represented. Each tribe was more than just a name. It was a family lineage, a community bound by shared beliefs, traditions, and histories. Their stories are interwoven with struggles, triumphs, and the quest for belonging. When the kingdom split, leading to the Assyrian conquest and the subsequent exile, it marked the beginning of a profound transformation. Imagine a world where entire communities were uprooted, their identities challenged, and their connections severed. This chaos not only reshaped the lives of the Israelites, but also left an indelible mark on the cultures that followed. As we reflect on this, we might consider how our own identities are formed. Just as the tribes faced dislocation, we too navigate a world filled with complexities that can threaten our sense of self. However, the stories of the tribes remind us that identity is not static. It evolves. In modern society, we often find ourselves seeking connections that ground us, whether through family, culture, or shared experiences. This search for belonging is universal, transcending time and place, and it connects us to the ancient narratives of the tribes. The question arises, how do we see the impact of these ancient tribes in our contemporary lives? Their legacy can be felt in various cultural and religious practices around the world. For example, the concept of the chosen people in Judaism has roots in the stories of these tribes. This idea has influenced countless individuals' understanding of their purpose and connection to something greater than themselves. It evokes a sense of responsibility and pride, reminding us that we are part of a larger narrative that extends beyond our immediate surroundings. Now let's take a moment to consider the modern-day claims of descent from the lost tribes. Various groups around the world believe they have ancestral ties to these ancient peoples, each with their unique narratives and traditions. This search for identity is not merely an academic endeavor. It is a deeply personal journey for many. Imagine discovering that your lineage traces back to a tribe that witnessed the parting of the Red Sea or experienced the Babylonian exile. Such revelations can evoke powerful emotions, instilling a sense of pride and connection to history that can transform one's understanding of self. As we think about the contemporary search for the lost tribes, it's essential to recognize the role that technology plays in this quest. Advances in DNA testing and genetic research have opened new avenues for exploration. Scholars and adventurers alike are piecing together clues from ancient texts and archaeological discoveries. Picture a team of researchers poring over dusty manuscripts in a library, hoping to uncover a fragment of lost history. The excitement of finding a connection, however slight, can lead to significant discoveries that reshape our understanding of the past. This is not just a scientific endeavor, it's a journey that taps into our innate curiosity about who we are and where we come from. In this quest for identity and connection, the stories of the 12 tribes serve as a powerful reminder of our shared humanity. They teach us that while we may be separated by time and geography, we are all part of a larger tapestry of existence. Just as the tribes navigated their challenges, we too face struggles that can either divide us or bring us together. The lessons learned from their journey resonate with us today, urging us to embrace our heritage while remaining open to the diverse narratives that enrich our lives. As we contemplate the legacy of the 12 tribes, we are encouraged to reflect on our own narratives and the connections we forge. Are we honoring our heritage while also embracing the richness of other cultures? In a world that often seems divided, these stories remind us of the power of unity and the importance of understanding one another. The lost tribes may no longer exist in their original form, but their essence lives on in our collective consciousness, urging us to seek connection, understanding, and compassion. As we conclude our journey through the mystery of the 12 tribes, let's carry their stories with us. They are not just tales of the past, they are lessons that resonate in our lives today. The influence of these ancient peoples can be seen in our quest for identity, our connections to family and culture, and our understanding of what it means to belong. So as we reflect on their legacy, let us ask ourselves, how can we honor the stories of the past while forging a path that celebrates the rich diversity of our shared history? The journey continues, and the echoes of the 12 tribes remind us that we are all part of a grand narrative that connects us across time and space.